What's up, everyone? I'm Gary Steinman.
And I'm Matt Grandstaff.
It's a great day to be a Bethesda fan. In less than an hour, we'll be showing you, our fans, what's coming from our world-renowned global studios.
B3 is quickly becoming my favorite day of the year, not only because we have so much great content to show you guys, but also because it lifts the burden of carrying so many secrets. I can't tell you how happy I was to be able to tell my daughter's daycare that Fallout 4 was coming out.
Wow, Matt, so your daughter's what, 2?
Yeah.
And you talk about Fallout 4 at the daycare?
Not with my daughter.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, for them and for anyone else who wants to chat about what we've got coming up tonight, please be sure to use our hashtag BE3.
That's right, you can be part of the conversation and have a chance to win something too. During the post show with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, if your question is answered on air, you could win something special. Stay tuned for details.
Speaking of Adam and Morgan, the A-Team will be here in about 20 minutes.
A-Team? What are we going to do for 20 minutes?
Don't worry, Matt. We've got this covered. Stop sweating. We've got some great content lined up for you.
That's right. Big thanks to a lot of our fans that allowed us to use their content of their favorite games.
And right after that, we're going to be showing you some great trivia from recent releases like Doom, Fallout 4. We even go deep into our catalog to really put you guys and gals to the test.
I'm going to ace the test.
You should ace the test, Matt. You wrote the questions.
Well, then I hope I ace the test. All right, roll clip.
Is Doom, baby. This game is so much fun, trust me.
My memories of Doom are, I was a young boy, I was 6 years old, I'd never played a video game before. You know, everyone has the crazy uncle, and I'm lucky that my crazy uncle was just into video games. He's like, hey, Will, I'm gonna show you this new game called Doom on the PC, and the rest is history.
Dishonored is one of the best stealth action games I've ever played in my life.
One controller, in the dark, by himself, possibly a diaper, 'cause he's supposed to be scared.
With Dishonored, I've never experienced a world quite like Dunwall before, and I've only played in a few with such attention to detail.
Oh! Yes! Oh,
Demons! Why are there demons? What's happening? Welcome to Doom.
I'm gonna be a really cool detective who wears a really cool tie and vest, and I like that.
Got a doll baby, I love her so. Nothing else like her anywhere you go. A man, she's anything but calm. A regular pint-sized atom bomb. Atom bomb, baby, little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be. A million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, loaded with power, radioactive as a TV tower, a nuclear fission in her soul, loves with the electronic control. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be, a million times hotter than TNT. Atom bomb baby, boy she can start one of those chain reactions in my heart. A big explosion, big and loud, mushrooms me right up on a cloud. Atom bomb baby, little atom bomb, I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want her to be, a million times hotter than TNT.
And we're back. It's incredible the production value some of our fans put into the content they create.
We have the best fans in the world, and at the top of the hour, we're going to be showing you the next chapter of Bethesda games, sure to provide hours of gameplay and awesome fan content.
We know a lot of you are going to be talking about it, tweeting about it. Just be sure, don't forget to use our hashtag BE3.
Until then, let's look at some more amazing content. This time, instead of looking at fan content, we're going to look at some of the video projects created by our internal studios.
One of our traditions at Bethesda is to showcase this stuff internally at our annual holiday party. Usually this stuff is just for us, but tonight we're going to show it to all of you. We've got some great highlights just for you.
There's a little bit of Gary, and there's even some trivia too.
Roll tape.
Today, we have some helpful advice for you.
The Bethesda marketing team could sell anything.
Harvey is the best game designer I've ever worked with.
It's crazy, man. He's Cold Harbor Day sale.
You guys seen Todd?
No, haven't seen him.
I gotta be honest, if I played this before, I would never work here.
At id Software, we take working with demons very seriously.
You seen Todd Howard?
I think my secret fear is that I will die before executing my big plan.
I'll get the next one.
ないです。特になくて、もういつでもグロテスクに入る準備はできてます。
Forgot email attachment. Forgot email attachment.
We lunch together, we hang out with some friends, we go to the bathroom together even.
There was the one time I got stuck in an elevator for like 2 hours, 2 times, but it can't happen again, right?
This is your game. This is your game on bugs.
Overclocking your i7 processor? Yeah, we get it.
The coolest thing about working at id is that it makes me the coolest mom ever.
Now, according to the diagram, I would have to conclude that a goatee isn't even a beard at all.
All right, hey, where? Keep it. Oh, that's nice.
Have you seen Todd?
No.
Cut.
Wow, not just world-class developers, they're also aspiring filmmakers. Shame we didn't see more of you, Gary.
I'm still haunted by my walk of shame, Matt.
Fun stuff, but the really good stuff starts at the top of the hour with the showcase.
Or at least when we bring in the big guns, Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler, they'll be starting the official pre-show in just a little bit.
That's right. Unless you were under a radioactive rock, last year you knew that Fallout 4 got its full reveal at the showcase. Speaking of Fallout 4, let's look at some amazing content and then more trivia.
Actually, no, put this on. This will give you better head protection.
Really?
There's my guy.
You got some good stuff in here. Thanks. Anyways, Donnie's dancing when this super mutant shows up, and he pulls out a mini nuke. We started freaking. Woo! Did it get cold in here?
I know you can hear me, Ranger!
Hey, what's the thing in the distance?
Welcome back to our big night, the Bethesda E3 Showcase.
Or as we say in social media, BE3.
Before we look forward, let's take a look back at some more fan tributes for a little game we call Skyrim.
And after that, the final round of trivia.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna sneak over behind that rock, and then I'm gonna go over here. Son of a...
Wo sich von du finden kann.
Action-packed with dragons smashing splashy patches, bats and axes, hacking you up haphazardly like medical malpractice. I am the Dragonborn, I still wear the hat with badass horns. I forsworn to forsworn hordes, and now I'm after more.
Look, we're almost there. Thanks for watching the BE3 pre-show. I'm gonna go jump on Twitter and start collecting your fan questions for the BE3 Plus show.
That's a great idea, Matt. And with that, we'll toss it over to Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb. Thanks, everyone, and enjoy the big show. Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everyone. My name is Morgan Webb.
And I'm Adam Sessler.
And we would like to welcome everyone to the 2016 Bethesda E3 Showcase. We are inside the LA hangar. This is a massive space that Bethesda has completely taken over and built out special for this year's big event. This venue is so big, it's actually become the 6th largest theater in the state of California.
And we're here with almost 2,000 people, including press, industry stalwarts, and most importantly, hundreds of Bethesda's biggest fans. Just like last year's showcase, Bethesda has opened the doors to the people who play their games. And along with all of you watching this live stream, we'll be getting a first look at the games to play for years to come.
Now, the showcase is going to begin in about 20 minutes, but it's not just about the stage show. Right after the showcase, we'll be back here live with exclusive interviews with all the developers behind the games you just saw on stage.
It'll all take place during what Bethesda is calling BE3 Plus. A big celebration with live game demos and more. We'll take you inside BE3 Plus, show you all the amazing stuff that's on display, and dig deep to reveal even more info about all the games you'll see tonight.
So be sure to stick around for the entire live stream and follow us throughout the event on Twitter @Bethesda using the hashtag BE3. So send us your comments, and if we answer one of your questions on air, you might even win something awesome that I can't show you yet. Trust me, you want it.
You actually do.
You do.
Now, it was just a year ago that Morgan and I reunited for the first time in years to host the pre and post show for Bethesda's first ever showcase.
Yes, and it is good to be back together again.
I would say so. Now, do I look older or just balder?
I wouldn't open that door.
Of course, a lot has happened in the past year. For example, Bethesda released a small game, the Fallout 4.
Oh, I have heard of that game.
Yes, and somehow it managed to be one of the biggest releases of 2015. You know, I actually am still playing Fallout 4. Not because I'm inept.
No?
Well, not because I'm inept in playing Fallout 4. I'm an inept in other things. But because Bethesda's managed to release 3 different add-ons. The most recent one is Far Harbor, which I've only just begun to explore.
Yeah, it's huge. It's actually the largest landmass of any Bethesda add-on. It's even bigger than Skyrim's Shivering Isles. Plus, it's got that spooky vibe. Something is going on up in Maine. So how about we take a look at Far Harbor right now?
Please, bring my daughter home.
We've paid our dues in blood and bullets. This is our fight. Our island. Not yours. The fog can do a number on you. Get you all turned around.
Far Harbor has a right to the truth.
The people of Far Harbor need only peer out their windows to look upon the face of Atom himself, given form in holy fog.
I know peace can still be achieved.
Peace? You call murdering one of ours peace?
Careful. This could get out of hand real fast.
See, creepy.
Yes.
Creepy and fun. Here's another fun fact.
Yes.
I love bipedal fish creatures. They're my only friends in my fantasy life.
They have the lures on their heads. They're really cool.
Exactly. So, Morgan, do you actually have a favorite moment from Fallout 4?
I spent so much time getting my settlements up and running and trying to make them look a little bit nicer. I mean, slapping a painting on that rotted out wall, I think it really spruces the place up a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes, yes. It really ties the whole lean-to together.
Yes.
Now, I have to be honest, I really love the freedom to build in Fallout 4. Yeah. And I really, really did try to make things nicer for my settlers, and I failed all of them. Even in the apocalypse, I am not Jonathan Adler.
I think they should be happy that they have beds, right? They always complain to me about their sleeping arrangements. Did they not see my painting? I crafted that myself.
All that time and apocalyptic paint. No, I got to the point where I'd just be slapping down a sleeping bag and like, here, is that good enough for you? Oh, you want a roof over your head, I see. Well, too bad, because this is what you get. What other people actually can pull off in creating those settlements is absolutely incredible.
I know, they did better than me, so you guys should get ready to get jealous.
All right. I think this is true for many, many people.
Yep.
I love the setting of Fallout 4, especially in those denser parts of Boston, and how it juxtaposed that Fallout sci-fi with actual historical locales. And I also remember just how awestruck I was the first time I stepped into Diamond City. It was just like, wow, this is like some kind of odd fantasy horror in my mind.
Yes, the great green jewel.
Yes.
You guys should totally try the power noodles. They're worth the price. I didn't really think he was a baseball fan, though. That's why I'm a little surprised about it.
Well, no one ever really presented baseball from a survivalist perspective before, so it really kind of got to me. Now, there was also this time, and this is very, very true. I stepped inside the Massachusetts State House just to maybe pick up some aluminum and some glue because, you need all the glue in the world.
You have a lot of people relying on you.
Now, about 2 hours later, I'm still there. I don't know how far underground I'm going, and I'm just fighting bigger and bigger Mirelurks. It was just one of those wonderful, surprising moments about the game.
Yeah, so who's your favorite character?
Nick Valentine, hands down. He's actually probably one of my most favorite characters in any game ever. I love detectives. If I lived in a fantasy world where things were more mysterious, I would be a detective. So hanging with him and going through his special quest was just deeply satisfying. I mean, the idea of having a world-weary noir robot gumshoe as your buddy, that just won me over.
Pretty much had your name written all over it. I can say that my favorite thing actually was probably having the Pip-Boy on my iPad.
Yeah.
I'm completely obsessed with it. It made it very convenient. I can probably blame some of my deaths on not actually paying attention
You're
and
like,
playing on my iPad. So
I'm leveling up. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, I'm not leveling up anymore. Why isn't this working Oh.
Yes.
Right.
Well, speaking of tablets.
Yes.
Transition.
I love it.
We can't forget about Fallout Shelter. At last year's showcase, Bethesda both announced and released Fallout Shelter. And since then, it has become the most played title from Bethesda Game Studios. Are you still playing Shelter?
I am, because I have to make sure my resource-sucking babies are going to grow up to be productive members of society that I can exploit for more resources. Kids are useless. Oh, I did name one of them after you, though.
I really hope you didn't send him to the barbershop for a haircut.
No, because I systematically bred baldness out of my vault.
You monster! Oh, okay. Can you at least put me in a room with the parrot? I love the pets in the game, but I'm all down with the parrots.
All right, I will hook you up with a parrot to make all your weirdo pirate fantasies come true.
Argy.
Okay. There are other updates to Fallout Shelter. They also added rooms for crafting items. They added a day and night cycle, new weapons and armor, and new characters, including Old Longfellow, who's the new companion you meet in Fallout 4's Far Harbor.
Far Harbor. Shelter, though, is not the only place where you can be crafty. Bethesda began to officially support mods for Fallout 4 with the release of the PC Creation Kit in April. And you can now check out the thousands of available mods and install them directly in your game, or you can browse them online at Bethesda.net.
Now, even better, Fallout 4 mods are not limited to just the PC anymore. While they're still created on the PC, you can now install mods on the console. In May, mods came to Xbox One, and they're arriving on PlayStation 4 later this month.
So let's take a look at some of the coolest Fallout 4 mods. You know, to be fair, that really just scratches the surface of what's available out there as a mod. And I've always been amazed at how creative people are them. It's like with the shelters in the apocalypse. I am just proud to get my pants on in one try.
We're proud of you, too.
Yeah. Fallout fans really know how to go all out.
Okay, but not just Fallout fans. Doom fans know how to go all out, too.
That's right. Doom was released last month, reminding gamers that the best way to win something is to keep moving forward and never stop.
Always moving forward. When everyone got to see the original gameplay demo at Bethesda's E3 showcase last year, people were amazed at the fast pace. But when we sat down to play, we got to see the depth of the game. I love the rune challenges. I know you are still working on some of those.
Yes, that Rich and Richer challenge.
Rich Get Richer?
With the rocket launcher. Tweet at me any advice on how I can do this. I am stuck.
We should track down one of the devs to do that for you. That's their job, right?
Oh, that's right. We're here at Bethesda.
Yeah, right?
There's something more convenient. Still, tweet at me, whatever. Anyway, I also like to unlock those classic maps because it really does highlight just how much gaming has changed from when the original Doom really. It didn't create, it wasn't the first, but it really, started the FPS movement. If you want to make something with a classic feel, you can also do that in Snap Map.
Yes, and Snap Map is kind of fun for a couple reasons. First, somebody always makes a really, really easy map that gives you 1 billion points. That's the one that I play first. And then second, people make some really interesting and imaginative things.
Now, if you guys haven't played around with Snap Map, it's pretty easy when you get started, and it gets really deep if you want to dig in. Things just snap together, hence the name. Snap Map. And you can scroll through available options. You can place every enemy individually, or you can let the AI place them for you. You can create the triggers to spawn enemies, or put them all in one room to build a really uncomfortable hellspawn mixer. Or you can do a lot, and you can do a little.
Yeah, and you also, what I love is you have a lot of control over the look and feel of the environment. There are way more options than I imagined. So I was inspired by the grainy filter to work on a film noir adventure with demons. However, I am actually sad to report Fedora is not part of Snap Map. I was disappointed too.
Because they're part of every aspect of gaming.
But if that's not enough for you, there is, of course, competitive multiplayer.
Yes, and the thing I love about the competitive multiplayer is it really is a throwback to when I started out, back in the Tech TV days. There was the Quake 3, that kind of classic way of competitive multiplayer. But then when you add in the ability to spawn in as a demon with the demon powers, that's where it also has this contemporary feel, and that really has a really interesting effect on the flow of the matches and how the focus shifts during the course of them.
Yeah.
Now, Doom and Fallout 4 are just some of the Bethesda games we're playing. And Morgan?
Yes.
I do understand you've been spending quite a bit of time with the Elder Scrolls Legends, which is the strategy card game based in the Elder Scrolls universe that Bethesda first announced at last year's showcase and is currently in closed beta.
It is. So back in late April at PAX East, Bethesda announced the game was in closed beta. I am not ashamed to admit that I was able to snag myself an invite.
Aren't you the lucky one? Now, this being a closed beta, I know that everyone has agreed not to utter a word about their experiences, but it's just you and me right here. So how about you just tell me how it is?
No, you're just going to have to see for yourself. If you can get an invite, I recommend batting your eyelashes.
Like this? Please.
It's not going to work. Hope is not lost, however. There is a video of the game in action. Roll tape!
Welcome to the Elder Scrolls Legends, a strategy card game featuring creatures, characters, and lore from across the history of the Elder Scrolls. Each battle begins with a hand of 3 cards. When it's your turn, you draw 1 card and gain 1 magicka, needed to play your cards. Place a card on one of 2 sides, called lanes. Some lanes have special conditions that alter the field of battle. Choose to attack a card in the same lane, or attack your opponent directly. You win when your opponent is out of health. Take enough damage and one of your runes will shatter. Each time this happens, you will immediately draw a card that could change your fortunes. Your choices and a little luck can tip the scales from defeat to victory. Battle anytime or anywhere, on your own or against other players. Test your might in a full campaign, in quick skirmishes, or in the arena where you'll face a gauntlet of foes. Build your collection of allies, armaments, and magic. Combine your cards to create powerful decks. Train your cards to increase their power. Choose your strategy. Choose your path. Choose your destiny. And become a legend.
Legends isn't the only Elder Scrolls game that's having a moment. The Elder Scrolls Online had a very big year.
Yeah, so even though the game has been available for more than 2 years, they've made some really big updates to Elder Scrolls Online since launch.
Let's see, there's Imperial City. Players finally got to face off against Molag Bal's army. Then in December, Orsinium added over 20 hours of new content to Elder Scrolls Online.
They also made a whole bunch of changes that the community and media really responded to. The Elder Scrolls Online went from what the devs admit was a rocky start to being named Best MMO at the end of 2015.
But amidst all the bright news, the Elder Scrolls Online has has also recently launched. Thieves Guild in April, and Dark Brotherhood also launched on PC just last week.
So ever since the launch, they have really wanted to explore the lore that we've all loved in the other Elder Scrolls games. For example, they picked the Gold Coast of Cyrodiil for Dark Brotherhood.
Like Kvatch, which 400 years later gets obliterated by Oblivion demons. You kind of want to tell the residents not to get too used to the place or not that attached. As an Elder Scrolls junkie, this is exactly what I love about ESO. It's getting lost in all the expansive lore and geography.
And speaking of fans, we would like to take a moment to say hello to all of the Bethesda fans around the globe.
From London to Moscow, Paris to Tokyo, gamers have gathered to watch the BE3 showcase. And down in Australia, Bethesda's taken over the Sydney Opera House so fans can watch the showcase live.
And earlier today, we got to chat with some of the gamers here in LA who lined up to see the showcase. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
All right, here we are. It's a few hours before the start of BE3, but people have been lining up here since, I believe, 7 o'clock in the morning.
I know. This is a dedicated fan base. They know that the closer they are to the front of the line, the better seat that they are going to get inside the showcase, and that is a big motivator, I know, for people to get here early, get their seat right in the front of the theater.
Exactly. One big screen, front row. It's exciting, but let's better understand some of the hardest core Bethesda fans.
All right, now you couldn't have a showcase like this without some amazing cosplay. Now you helped build this, so you can tell us a little bit about it.
She's cosplaying Keeper from The Evil Within. It took us forever to make this tenderizer, and it took her about a day to make that.
I mean, look, I love that game, and I love the Keeper. Everyone else knows him as Boxman. Would you mind just trying that on for one quick sec? I just got to see this. Yeah. That's really, really, really effective. Wow.
And what was the inspiration behind this costume? Like, you know, what spoke to you about it?
It just took us like 2 days to finish The Evil Within, and we played that like all night, and that was giving us like little heart attacks, and we just fell in love with the game.
So what else are you guys excited about? What are you excited to see here today?
For one, gameplay for Dishonored 2, because we've been so excited. Just the first trailer from last year, waiting in line for hours. So we're just like, oh, yeah, I hope we get to see other stuff. Maybe Elder Scrolls? Maybe new Elder Scrolls?
Well, actually, going back to Dishonored 2, I mean, now we have an adult grown-up Emily Caldwin. Is that something you're considering for cosplay?
I'm actually working on doing Emily. I started the scarf last year, and I've been thinking about like what swashes I'm gonna use, like what kind of fabric, and trying to put it all together and trying to make it nice. Maybe for PAX, maybe for later on, maybe this next year, but it's gonna get done.
All right, well, I'm really looking forward to it. And on that note, I think all four of us and so many other people out there are excited for another and maybe deeper look at Dishonored 2. But let's right now look at last year's trailer to get us all excited.
It's happened again. Someone's pulled the rug out from under you, an empire at your feet, and you've lost it all. Be honest, did you really deserve any of it? More important, what would you do to get it back? Careful, there's always a price to pay. What you decide will ripple across the years. Blood in the gutters and corruption on the wind. It'll be fun watching this unfold. What will you do with the power I've given you? How will you make your mark on this wretched world?
Cover your face, but I know who you are. Emily Caldwin. Nothing is an accident. Everything is in motion. All of it has led you to this exact second in time.
Think before you strike. If you kill me, you become the assassin we claimed you were. You become one of us!
The years are long, but it's always good to see a familiar face.
I'm pretty excited for that. I think some people in here might be excited for that
Pretty
too.
excited. That's a nice understated term. Well,
Yes.
you will not have to wait long. Bethesda has announced that Dishonored 2 will be available worldwide on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC November 11th.
Now you play as either, I know they're excited for that too. You play as either Emily Caldwin, who we just saw in the video and who looks super awesome and who's who I am going to play as, or Corvo Attano, who is also pretty awesome, but I am playing as Emily.
Well, both characters are fully voiced, and they bring a different perspective and play style depending on which one you play. So, you know, there's a good reason to maybe play both.
I guess. They do have different, they do have different powers also. If you played the first game, you're going to be familiar with Corvos. They are going to be significantly upgraded. Emily's are actually all new, so as always, there are going to be tons and tons of ways to play the game. But I do want to make a note of the location that we saw in the trailer. It has a very different feel than that sort of industrial dun wall that we saw in the first game.
So the city is called Karnaca.
Yes.
Which is really fun to say. Try it all together. Karnaca. Karnaca, Karnaca. It's like Machiku Kakotani, you know? It's just fun. It rolls off the tongue. Anyway, it's based on southern Mediterranean countries like Greece and Italy. But what I noticed was the significant verticality of the city. Does this mean that, you know, we're going to be going really, really high, be up in the clouds, getting vertigo, and that's how we're going to be doing the sneaking around?
At least Emily will be when I play as her.
Okay, you're going to play as Emily.
Did I mention that?
I think you did.
You know what I didn't see in Karnaca, though? I didn't see.
What did you see?
Rats.
Rats, maybe rats, yes. There are significantly less rats in Dishonored 2, unless you use Corvo's Devouring Swarm, because then you're going to have some rats there.
Right.
Although, I don't know, the rats seem to be a little bit more pleasurable next to the blood flies. Karnaca seems to be filled with blood flies. That sounds so friendly and warm and cuddly.
They're kind of cute. But we both have a significant amount of affection for Dishonored, rats and all.
Yes, we do. It was my personal game of the year back in 2012, the year that it came out, and I played through it 3 times since then. And I would say, if you haven't had the chance to play it, I do highly recommend the Dishonored Definitive Edition, which is on current-gen systems with all the DLC included. Having said that, if you haven't played the original, trust me, you can jump right into Dishonored 2 without a worry.
All right, guys, I think we've had enough speculation, don't you?
I think so.
I
think so.
I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see a lot more Dishonored 2 tonight.
I have one of those sneaking suspicions as well. I don't know where it's coming from. All right, guys, the showcase is about to start, but we will be back in an hour with exclusive interviews and new info. So please stay tuned to the live stream and follow along on Twitter at Bethesda with the hashtag BE3.
And send us your questions and comments. If we read yours, you might even nab a special giveaway that you want. You want it, trust me.
All right, they're timing me. I'm getting excited. Everyone here getting excited? All right, where are we? 6, 5,
4, 3, 2,
All right, guys, enjoy the show.
Enjoy.